Gastric balloon could help people lose weight. A gastric balloon that can be swallowed has proven to be able to help obese people lose a significant amount of weight without surgery. The gastric balloon is swallowed and placed in the stomach like a pill. Once in the stomach, a long, thin tube connected to it fills the balloon with water. The tube is then detached and pulled out of the body. The balloon remains in the body for 16 weeks. After that, the water is released and the balloon is excreted through the digestive system. A study conducted in Portugal shows that the device helped 38 patients lose a mean weight of 15.2 kilograms by the end of 16 weeks, which is about a third of their excess weight. The device is available in Europe, but has not been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Keep watching for more on obesity problems worldwide.
Obese Chinese man slips and falls. 20 people try to help him back up. This past week, a man in Wuhan, China, took a spill on a city sidewalk and needed the help of roughly 20 people to get back on his feet. From the time he was a boy, 27-year-old Zhao Huang has been on the heavier side due to a genetic factor involving endocrine abnormalities. Weighing in at almost 500 pounds, he's believed to be the fattest person in the city. Unable to get a job, he spends most of his time playing video games. Zhao's family has been trying to keep him on a diet, but he recently got dizzy and slipped in the bathroom. Following a week of treatment in the hospital, Zhao was released, but before his mother could get him into a taxi, he slipped and fell again. Unable to get back up on his own, a crowd of people started to form around him. His mother called police officers to help, but their combined strength was not enough. Firefighters then arrived on the scene and tried using their own strategies, but nothing worked. Eventually, the team of emergency officials decided the best thing to do was to roll Zhao onto a board. Once on the board, the group of about 20 people then used all their might to lift up the board and transfer all 500 pounds of Zhao onto a stretcher. The good deed took roughly 2 hours and a total team effort, but the big guy must have been grateful to be back up and on his way.
Heaviest woman on Earth gets set for extreme weight loss surgery. This is Iman Ahmed. Age 36, she's believed to be the world's heaviest woman and has been bedridden for more than 2 decades. This week, Ahmed was flown from her home in Alexandria, Egypt to Mumbai, India via cargo plane. There, she's on a 25-day liquid diet to get her weight down from nearly half a ton to 445 kilograms before undergoing extreme surgery to reduce her mass even more. And going from these photos, the journey to the aircraft was an operation in itself. First, they had to construct a special bed for Ahmed to be transported in. Then, part of her bedroom wall was knocked down so that she could be fished out by crane. She was then transported to the airport and loaded into the hold of the cargo plane. Ahmed suffers from elephantiasis, a condition that causes the body to fatten, and that's just one of her many medical dilemmas. She can't speak or use her right arm or leg because of a stroke. And on top of that, she's got diabetes, gout, high blood pressure, and restrictive lung disease. Ahmed will be operated on at Safi Hospital, where India's top obesity surgeon, known as Dr. Mufi, has taken her on pro bono. During the op, Ahmed's stomach will be cut down to around 15% of its original size. Surgeons eventually hope to reduce Ahmed's weight to less than 100 kilograms through various medical procedures over a 4-year period, meaning the battle to save Ahmed's life is going to be a long and potentially dangerous one.
Former fattest man in the world loses 60 pounds of skin. Losing 60 pounds doesn't sound all that impressive when you're talking about a person who used to weigh 980 pounds, until you realize that Paul Jonathan Mason of Ipswich, England, just lost 60 pounds of skin. Paul started packing on the pounds in his 20s after his father passed away, and he just kept going until he gained the title of world's fattest man. The change was so dramatic that in 2002, firefighters had to demolish the front of his house to get him to the hospital for a hernia operation. It took 10 years, but in 2010, the National Health Service finally approved his gastric bypass surgery. He lost about 600 pounds thanks to the surgery and a healthier lifestyle. But then he got stuck because his excess skin was keeping him from losing any more fat. Now, a few weeks after his skin removal surgery, Paul is recovering and even taking walks with his babe of a fiancée, Rebecca. It's a well-deserved celebration, considering this is the exact type of surgery Paul had to go through. The 54-year-old says his weight loss journey isn't over and that he wants to keep working toward a sustainable life with Rebecca.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Artificial intestine endobarrier could treat obesity and diabetes. Imperial College London has launched the trial use of a device known as the endobarrier, aimed at treating obesity and type 2 diabetes. The endobarrier is a plastic tube that enters the body through the mouth and is placed at the end of the stomach, into the small intestine. The plastic surface prevents food from being digested by the intestine, and this tricks the brain into feeling full. This also provokes the production of a glucagon-like peptide, a hormone that drives the production of insulin. The endobarrier can only be left inside the body for 1 year, but researchers hope that the metabolic changes it creates will be permanent even after the device is removed. The developer of the device, GI Dynamics, said endobarrier is approved and commercially available in multiple countries, but it is not approved for sale in the US.